What's up everyone, back to another video. This is What If Naruto Was a Gunsman Part 2. If you hear talking in the background, it's my brother. So I watched Naruto. So the senseis were Mizuki sensei, the one that we hate, Iruka sensei, the one that we love, and the jutsu that he had to do was the clone jutsu. I don't know why I did not know any of that shit. I'm gonna continue watching Naruto after I make this one too. So this will be 2 videos in one day. I retract my statement. He's not going to have the like the shield jutsu that he learned last episode. I retract that statement. I will give him the shadow clone jutsu, so he will beat up Mizuki sensei with the shadow clone jutsu, and Iruka sensei will take him out to lunch, and he will be surprised that he learned the shadow clone jutsu. The reason why I retract my statement, just because I realize if he has a shadow clone jutsu and he uses it when he has his desert eagle, he can have fucking 2,000 dead desert eagles at someone's face and pop them up. That shit would be badass as fuck. If he did Shadow Clone Jutsu, he spawned in a billion Narutos and a billion fucking Desert Eagles or fucking snipers. That shit would be amazing. That would be the best shit ever. That's why I retract my statement. And that is going to make it very interesting later on in the series. So I can't wait. So that's all I gotta say. I retract my statement. I know the sensei, Iruka sensei, Mizuki sensei, and the clone jutsu. So let's get straight into this what if. So he wakes up early and I know he meets Konohamaru, but I'm just gonna say he doesn't meet Konohamaru. So their friendship or whatever never happens. For right now anyways. So then he goes to the academy and he's just sitting there, and then Shikamaru comes up and is like, "Why are you here, Naruto? I thought you failed. Only people that pass the exam could be here." And then Naruto was like, "Oh, you see this headband? I did pass. So what of it?" And then he was like, "Whatever." And then he just in there and he sees Sasuke and Sakura and Ino are racing into the class, and they see Sasuke and all the girls are fanboying over him. Naruto doesn't care this time, so the kiss never actually happens. And then Iruka sensei comes inside the class and is like, "Okay, everyone be quiet, sit down. I'm gonna assign the squads now, or the teams." So he says all the teams. Everything's canon, so Naruto, Sasuke with Naruto and Sakura. So then they're all waiting there, and then fucking Kakashi comes in late as fuck. They're all mad that he came late. And then Kakashi was like, "Alright, everyone on the rooftop in 5 minutes." So they're all on the rooftop, and then Kakashi is like, "Okay, so I want you to say what you like, what you hate, what you want to be, and what goals you have, basically." And then they're all confused, and then Sakura's like, "Can you demonstrate?" And Kakashi's like, "Well, I don't really like anything. I don't really hate anything. And, I like doing missions." I know he doesn't really say that in the show, but whatever. And he's like, "My name is Kakashi Hatake." And then Kakashi was like, "Your turn." And then he points at Naruto, and Naruto was like, "My name is Naruto Uzumaki. I like ramen. I hate waiting the extra, like, 2 or 1 minute for the ramen to cool down when I am trying to eat it. I love training and building weapons." Now this intrigues Kakashi quite a bit. He's like, "Making weapons? Okay, whatever." So he points to Sakura, and Sakura is like, "Oh, what I like or who I like is whatever. I hate Naruto. What I want to be in the future is marry Sasuke." And then Sasuke is like, "I don't particularly like anything. I hate a lot of things, and I want to kill a certain someone in the future." and then everyone just looks at him with the weird face, and then Kakashi's like, okay, so we're gonna have a little test tomorrow. So be up bright and early, meet up at this location. Do not eat breakfast or you might puke, and they get all scared. And Sakura doesn't eat dinner or breakfast, but Naruto, he's smart. He will eat breakfast. So then he doesn't go there super early. So Sakura's there early, and what's his face? Why can't Sasuke's there? And then they are waiting a long time, and then Kakashi gets there, and Kakashi's like, "Where's Naruto?" And they're like, "We don't know. He hasn't come yet." And then Kakashi's like, okay, we're gonna start without him. If he doesn't come here while we're doing the thing, then he's disqualified." And uh, and he expects Naruto to come here, so he's not just gonna pass those two. So then, when he says, as soon as he says 3, 2, 1, and he's about to start the test after explaining it to them, and they're super mad about this, he was actually in the distance listening, and he just appears in his all black suit with his sniper on his back and his goddamn gun, and Sasuke and Sakura both back up, and Kakashi back up, and orders, "What's your name? Who are you? What are you doing?" And Naruto is like, "Oh, it's me, Kakashi. It's me, Naruto." And Kakashi's like, "What? It's Naruto?" And Sasuke and Sakura are both confused. And Kakashi's like, "Okay, so these are the rules, this and that." And then Naruto's like, "I understand." So he starts the thing, and Naruto actually does what Kakashi says: hide his presence, and he does all this other shit. He hides his presence. He listens to what Kakashi has to say. Then he goes for the attack. Now he doesn't attack normally. He goes out in front of him stupidly, and Kakashi's like, "Oh, so that's what you meant by making weapons. What type of weapons are they?" And then Naruto explains a little bit. Well, I make these certain cartridges that have gunpowder in it, and I infuse my chakra if I want to make these cartridges have more power. Now, this thing that holds the cartridges fires these cartridges at super fast speeds, almost faster than you could blink. And Kakashi's like, "Can you demonstrate real quick?" Because Kakashi's still concerned a little bit about this weapon. He doesn't know if he'll be able to deflect it with just his normal eyes. So he takes his Glock, or, I keep saying Glock 19. I should just make it, yeah, let me just make it, what's Desert Eagle? It'll basically be just as powerful as Desert Eagle. Pull out his Glock 19, and he would just shoot it, and he will see the amount of power and how fast the attack was. And he would see that about 3 trees, thick ass trees, just started falling. And he's like, "Damn, should probably use my Sharingan." So he takes his blindfold off, or his headband, and he shows his Sharingan. And Sasuke is so confused, like, how does he have the Sharingan? Only Chihas have those. And he's so confused. And then Naruto's like, "What is that?" And then he's like, "No matter." So then he's like, "Shadow Clone Jutsu," and about 200 Shadow Clones surround Kakashi. And then he's like, "Oh shit." So he knows the Shadow Clone Jutsu, and he has a certain weapon that is super dangerous, that shoots at fucking amazing speeds. And he's now without infusing his chakra. So just imagine if he does infuse his chakra, how fast and powerful would those things be? So he infuses his chakra to every single one of his guns, and they're all glowing red and emanating like pure fucking savagery. And he's like, "Oh shit." And then all the fucking Narutos just pull the trigger, in milliseconds. Like fucking all the like it's so fast and so powerful. The bullets just shoot, and Kakashi this fucking thing what he could do if he does a substitution jutsu, he might be able to block a few of them, but he doesn't know if Naruto could redirect the bullets to chase himself. He Naruto doesn't know how to do that yet, but in the future he will be able to do it with his sniper. So then he is dodging and weaving. He's wasting a lot of energy with Sharingan, and one of the bullets like grazes his fucking leg, and just because of the chakra that's inside of the bullet surrounding the bullet, like a bullet is probably like maybe an inch in width, but with the chakra it adds extra 2 inches. So the actual bullet missed him, but since the extra like inch of power with the chakra grazed him and did quite a lot of damage to him, and his leg is bleeding heavily, and he it wraps it up, and all the bullets have been discharged, and then or just like one shot times 200, so 200 bullets were just shot, and he has like fucking another almost 1,000 extra shots to go. But Kakashi disappears. He retreats for now, and then does the Genjutsu on Sakura, and finds Sasuke and does a headhunter jutsu on him, and then he's hiding for now. And Naruto sees a bell. Besides going straight for it, he picks up a sticks. He pulls a kunai out and throws it, and a trap appears, and then once the trap disappears, he grabs the bell, and then he goes hiding, and then Kakashi um can't find him, and he's just in the sitting out in the middle of the training grounds, and he is like, maybe I can put my shotgun away for now, and he starts reading his book, and then he hears some click, and it's Naruto putting his gun away. And he's like, okay. So he pulls his shotgun back out, and then Naruto pulls out his sniper. Now, he quietly does a simple shadow clone jutsu, only about two other shadow clones, and one of them goes on a far right side of the forest, and one of them goes on a far left side, and he's in the middle, and he will signal when to shoot his sniper. Now, he signals to the right to shoot the sniper and the left. They both miss, and he's like, damn it. Maybe I should try all my chakra into one shot. So he charges up all his chakra into his gun, and his gun is just radiating off heat and pure red energy. And like the tree holding him is just like shaking, like the ground below him, and the ground is cracking, and he just fires, and he dislocates his shoulder, but the bullet travels at such a fast speed, it like I'm not gonna say it kills Kakashi. Like Kakashi wasn't expecting this, so the bullet is traveling like as fast at the speed of sound. It breaks the sound barrier, and Kakashi hears this because he was quite a far distance away. So as soon as he hears the bang from the shot, he's like, "Oh shit!" And he looks around, and he sees the bullet for a millisecond, and he tries to dodge it, and his fucking hand just blows the fuck up. Like the bullet hits his middle finger, and it just blows his entire hand off, and he's like he just stops. He fucking wraps it up. He's in pain, but he's not showing it. And then Sasuke comes up and takes the bell. And then fucking Kakashi's like, what the fuck do I do now? And then Kakashi's like, okay, you guys all pass. Kakashi goes to the hospital. And they use the first Hokage's genes. I don't think they had the jutsu to do that yet in the show. I don't know how they brought Naruto's arm back. I don't know if they had the technology or whatever then, and in the past, but I'm just gonna say they had it in the past. So they use it, and he gets his hand back. And Naruto was like, "I'm sorry, I thought you would dodge it. I didn't mean to actually almost kill you." And Kakashi was like, "No, no, you're good. You're good. It's just don't ever try that attack on anyone from the Leaf Village ever again. You understand me?" And Naruto understands that he should not ever do that on an ally of the Hidden Leaf Village. So Kakashi's like, "I'm very impressed of your weapon and that you made all this by yourself. Just that's the very dangerous thing. Just don't ever use it on anyone from the Hidden Leaf because you could seriously hurt like you did to me or be killed. Use it on only enemies." Naruto understands this, and everyone passes, and they do D rank missions for a while, and so Naruto and Sasuke get upset when they're turning in one of their missions for a cat. So Naruto comes out to the third Hokage and is like, "Can we please get something harder? I'm sick of these simple D rank missions. Give us something better. I'd rather do a C rank mission than these D ranks." And then third Hokage understands, and Kakashi feels like they should also do something a little bit harder. So then they get the bridge builder out there, and the bridge builder just looks at Naruto and looks at all these kids, and he's like, "Are you serious? These kids? Are you sure?" And then he's trash talking Naruto. And he's like, "Look at this little squirt. What can he do?" Naruto gets pissed off, and I'm gonna say when he meets Jirai, he's gonna learn this jutsu where he could put. It's gonna be like um a jutsu where he could put shit in like a bag, and he could just take shit out and put shit in, so he could have his guns with him all the time. So he can call them whenever or wherever he is. So like if he's in a battle and he doesn't want to carry his big ass sniper on his back, so he's lighter, he could just put his sniper in this jutsu, and then later on he could call it back whenever. So that's later on, probably in the next part, but whatever. So they start escorting the bridge builder. Naruto has his whole deal on, and when bridge builder first sees Naruto, he's like, "Who is this?" And then it's like, and Naruto's like, "It's me, Naruto." And then he's like, "Oh, you look way different," and it's kind of frightening. He says it's kind of frightening in his head, but they go and escort him, and then a few like hours into the escort, they walk by this puddle, and Kakashi knows that it's probably someone hiding in there. He knows it's someone hiding in there because it hasn't rained in a few days. So then they continue walking. Then these guys pop out of nowhere and attack them. And Naruto, he has his gun out, but he's not too sure if he should kill them or not. So then Sasuke manages to show him up, and then Sasuke's like, "Oh, you good there?" And then Naruto was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't know what to do there. I didn't know if I should have killed them or not." And then Sasuke's like, "Oh, okay." And then Kakashi's like, "Oh, it's not your fault, Naruto. If that ever happens again, don't hesitate, shoot them, because they were trying to attack you." And Naruto was like, "I understand." So then Naruto, he goes on the walk after the Kakashi interrogates him for a second, and then it looks at the bridge builder and it's like, "So, why are these guys trying to take you out?" And then he explains most of it, and then Kakashi's like, "Okay, everyone be on guard for the rest of the trip." And then they continuously walk until they are taking a little break, and then Naruto senses something, and he throws a kunai, and it's just a bunny. and then he's like, okay, it's just a bunny, and Sakura's like, you dummy, and then Kakashi's like, duck, and then everyone's like, what? And then they all duck, and then this giant sword just comes out of nowhere, and it lands in a tree, and then Zabuza just appears, and then Zabuza introduces himself and all this other shit. It goes like canon for most of it, but instead of Naruto doing that whole teamwork thing with Sasuke, um, instead of that, Naruto, as soon as he sees Zabuza, he would just disappear. Everyone, like Sasuke and Sakura, look around. They can't find him. They're like, whatever. They're all on guard, and the fight against um, Kakashi and Zabuza start, and then Zabuza does a shadow clone jutsu, and then or the water clone jutsu, and then Sasuke is there to fight them by himself, and then out of nowhere the water jutsu just explodes, and then Zabuza's like, "What the hell was that?" And then Kakashi was like, "Oh, uh, that's just one of my students. You may not have ever seen what he can do, and you might never see it again. So if I was you, I'd start praying." And Zabuza was like, whatever. And he manages to put him in the water prison jutsu, and then he puts out more water clones, and then Naruto does a shadow clone jutsu, and he has about 4 snipers out. Three of the snipers take out the shadow clones, and then he decides to do the death shot. Like, that's why I'm gonna call it that, where he puts all his chakra into one shot. I'm gonna call it the death shot. So he gets in a position where he won't hit Kakashi when he fires, but you definitely hit the guy. So he positions himself and charges up all his thing, and the ground starts shaking, the water starts moving, and Zabuza's like, "What the hell is going on?" And then, in a millisecond, Zabuza can't feel his arm. His fucking arm just exploded off of him, and then he starts screaming in agony, like, "What the fuck? Where's my arm?" And the water prison jutsu is released, and Kakashi does his water dragon jutsu, and he does all this other shit, and then he gets pushed into a tree. Then Haku comes, checks his pulse, but after that, or before that, he hits him with the thing. Kakashi checks his pulse first, figures out that he's dead, and Haku comes and takes him away. And Haku does his all his jutsu to try to save him, because he's actually gonna die from the gun wound. So Haku's like, "What the hell hit you?" And fucking Zabuza was like, "I don't know, but it sure was scary." So then Haku does this certain ice jutsu that once you do it, you can't ever do it again. It's basically like uh it's like a last resort if something ever to happen to Zabuza, like if Zabuza was dead. It's like a regeneration ability, and you can only use it once in your lifetime. So he uses it on Zabuza, and it regrows his arm. Now he has to do basic physical therapy for a while to get his movement back, but now he wasted his only ability. He could have revived someone that was on the brink of death. He could have revived basically anything, but you wasted it on Zabuza. So then the I don't know the fucking people, uh the mob leader or whatever that wanted Zabuza to kill the master bridge builder, but he was disappointed in Zabuza, and Zabuza was like, "Say one more thing, and I'll just kill you here now." And then the mob leader gets frightened a little bit, and he's like, "You better not mess up next time." And then Zabuza is like, "I understand." So then they do. It's all canon for until they get to the bridge. Like, they do the training. Naruto actually gets it on a second try, and then Sasuke asks for help from Sakura, and he gets it by the end of the day. And then they all eat. Everything else is canon until Naruto gets to the bridge. Once Naruto gets to the bridge, he's fighting Haku and with Sasuke, and he's using his Glock 19, and because he can't use a sniper in that close of combat, and Haku's so amazed of this weapon that he's built. He's like, it's fast, powerful, and easy to use. So he's quite concerned about the weapon, and he should take Naruto out first. So he tries everything to take Naruto out, but he just has too many shadow clones shooting at him at once. So he takes out shadow clones first, and then everything goes pretty much canon. He shoots bullets, it's not working that well. He doesn't want to use too much chakra to break the glass, because if he does, then he won't be able to fight back if something goes wrong. So then Haku is getting exhausted, and so is Naruto and Sasuke unlocks his Sharingan out of pure rage and tiredness, and it gets harder for Haku. Now Haku has to defend against fucking guns and a Sharingan, and those two combined are god tier. So then Haku is like, okay, I just have to go for one of them, and he looks at Naruto, and Naruto's on one knee, so exhausted from how much chakra he's using with shadow clones and infusing his bullets with chakra to make them go faster and pack a bigger punch. So then goes for Haku or Naruto. Fuck me, and then fucking Sasuke defends himself or defends Naruto, and then he dies for a second. Honestly, I feel like in a show, Sasuke should have died at that moment. Like, how the fuck did he even like survive? I have no clue. Anyways, so Naruto thinks he just died, and then the nine-tailed fox powers release. He's raging, and Haku's like, "What is this energy? It's so evil and unsettling." And then Naruto infuses his chakra with the gun, and the gun transforms. So when he infuses the energy, the pure chakra of the Nine Tails, into the gun, it reshapes the gun into like a devil gun. It's like weirdly shaped. It looks like it's made of bones and all this other shit. And Naruto does a shadow clone jutsu too, and he has about 50 Narutos in there, and he shoots all the glass, and they all break, and then he just undo the shadow clone jutsu, charges up all his goddamn chakra into this one shot, and then at the end of the gun barrel, there's like a red circle of just pure chakra, and then as soon as he shoots, his arm is fucking just get blown back, almost fucking torn off his body, and the bullet travels like as faster than the speed of light. It travels that fast, and as soon as Haku can deflect this, and Haku just gets, as soon as it even touches Haku, like the bullet from this chakra he infused, the bullet grew as big as like a sniper bullet. Like, search up Glock 19 bullet size, and then like sniper bullet. It got to that big of a bullet with just the chakra, so it reaches Haku way faster. So that as soon as it pierced or it touched Haku, the entire body just exploded. Guts and fucking pieces just flew everywhere. And then Naruto was like, "That's my first kill," and he takes a kunai, and or no, he doesn't even take